you again, old friend.
Blue Rose. It doesn't get any bluer.
Jade give 2 rides.
I'll bet she did.
Is that a cherry pie?
Fix their hearts or die.
What kind of world are we living in where people can behave like this?
People are under a lot of stress, Bradley.
Is it about the bunny?
I had another Monica Bellucci dream.
This is the water.
Sheriff, we got a lot to talk about.
Sheriff, help!
This episode was scary. I'm excited to talk about it because this was like real horror.
And I'm in trouble.
Why are you in trouble?
No, like Agent Cooper's in trouble.
Oh, yeah, I
He's been in trouble.
forgot that that's your persona
That's what I'm
on
saying,
this show.
Sheriff.
I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Well, I'm not even on this show anymore, so
Yeah, true.
who cares? I'm gone. Who's my new character?
We'll talk.
Who?
Yeah, we'll have to think about that. But let's actually like talk about what we're talking about
I
first.
want to be Tracy, but I was just
yeah, I don't know about that.
seducing that guy, and I was like, you go, queen. You do that. I'll be the chihuahua that lady was holding.
Okay, that works.
For now.
Okay, so we are here, everyone. We are covering season 3, some people call it. It's known as Twin Peaks, the Return. Twin Peaks, a limited event series. We finally made it.
We made it.
Let's talk about a bunch of background for this episode and the return as a whole. Since you don't know too much.
Yes.
But this is a big selling point, I think, for you as the show is like, hey, by the way, the 3rd season takes place 25 years later in show and mostly in real life as well. A little bit further than 25, which is crazy. And I think you see why it's crazy so far. So this very first episode is called My Log Has a Message for You, was written by Mark Frost and David Lynch and directed by David Lynch. So the magic of this whole thing is all of it was written by Mark Frost and David Lynch, and all of it is directed by David Lynch. So
Very
unlike
exciting.
most modern and old TV, every episode is him, which is why, and there's other reasons that it's compared to this, but why some people see it as like basically an 18-hour movie.
Yeah.
There's more reasons for that as well, which we'll get to.
I've noticed I do really like that when a show is, primarily written and or directed by the same person. Like Mike Flanagan, Hill House, Midnight Mouse.
Yeah.
I think is another example. I mean, it's
Of it working really well.
It works really well and stylistically feels like really uniform.
Can I say, though, with some of his seasons, they feel more like 10-hour movies in a bad way than a 10-hour TV show in a good way. Where I do think...
It's fine. I don't love all of his
and
seasons as much as I love Hill House, which I think is a perfect season of television.
We've said that also about like Stranger Things being a complete mess and kind of ruining a lot of modern TV and turning shit into way too much of a like a 10-hour slog fest versus actual good TV. I would say The Return does not do that, but you wouldn't know yet because you haven't watched it all.
Yeah, I'm one deep, baby.
So, crazy enough, I said this came out in 2017. It actually aired on May 21st, 2017, which was back-to-back with the second episode, which we'll be talking about in our next episode. And to just show you how much TV has changed since 1991, this aired to 0.506 million viewers.
That sounds right.
Streaming.
Yeah.
So, very different. You can watch it whenever you want.
Exactly.
They did come out weekly, is how it was set up, so it wasn't like a full dump.
It's interesting. I feel like a lot of times numbers nowadays, and I mean I'm saying this in 26, so I don't know what was done in 2017, but nowadays if a show like that releases and then goes to immediately to streaming as well, normally the numbers of the first week of streaming also get included.
Okay.
Or at least with like The Bachelor.
I don't know how this one worked.
Yeah, I don't
it was
know.
also this is also prestige TV.
Yeah,
so
so
this
it's
was
different.
not just streaming. This was on TV. That's like kind of the confusion because it was Showtime. So let's talk about just the return in general and how this thing even happened. Because there's actually a lot of information, different books, interviews with people, a ton of footage of Lynch directing the whole show, which we'll talk about at some point. But so in and around 2012, Lynch and Frost met in Los Angeles to discuss a potential 3rd season. They did so because they were approaching the 25 years, meanwhile, that Laura says at the end of the show.
Yeah.
In season 2. They were like, hey, it's baked in time jumps here. Like, let's do it. So they started having secret meetings in Lynch's home where they would just write the script. And that went on for like years. The two of them.
Well,
writing.
I mean, the show didn't release until 17. So
And according to Mark Frost, they just were always trying to make each other laugh and like writing things that made them enjoy and laugh and crack up.
That's fun.
They went on. They started then writing the show over Skype because it went on for that long.
Yeah.
Then they also reached out to Kyle MacLachlan to make sure he'd be interested in the project. And that was like right at the beginning, just to make sure, because he's kind of an important part.
Yeah, I don't think you can really have Twin Peaks without Kyle MacLachlan.
Yes.
Obviously.
Now, this is something I learned today researching, and another reason why Lynch will call it his 18-hour movie, is they didn't write a traditional script with division between episodes. They just wrote a 500-page plot document because they're psychos. And I love that for them.
It's incredible, and I want to read that document.
I'm not out yet, and there's some interesting discussion I'm getting to on that as well. So they completed it in January of 2015, and then asked Showtime to review it. Frost then also left because he went to write the tie-in book, The Secret History of Twin Peaks, and I guess after that, Lynch expanded the story pretty substantially, and after he departed, because that he would always do that, and make changes. So Frost went on to say, though, that he knew that how they wrote it as like a 500-page dump of text was not traditional, wouldn't work for a traditional network, way too adventurous. And I love that he said this. He did not like the feel of Netflix, that they'd want to dump it all out at once. So fuck you, Netflix. Everyone cancel your subscription, especially double fuck you for not getting David Lynch's final projects off the ground.
Fuck that.
Because this is technically his final works. And we've seen so much of his work, and it's sad to think about, but I really think it's a great final work for him, although I would have just preferred for him to make double what he did.
Yeah,
and it's a shame he didn't.
Once we finish this, The Return, I'm gonna cry, just knowing that it's his last thing.
So he basically said Frost, I'm stumbling all over myself, convinced Lynch to pitch the show to Showtime, and they took the 500-page script out of a briefcase, sat it on an executive desk, and said, let us know by Monday. This was a Friday. You have to have a little showmanship, right, is what he said. It was the only meeting we ever took.
Good for them.
To Frost.
That's so good.
And then Frost also went on to say that they did not want to call the show The Return. That was a Showtime decision.
What are they? Do we know?
I don't know what they want to call it. They probably just want to call it Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
As season 3.
Yeah. I kind of like The Return.
I think the name goes hard. Yeah, so sorry, boys. Sometimes. More drama happened though.
Oh no.
And I was saying before, everyone needs to go watch a lot of the background stuff of Lynch on set, just being so angry, which is really funny because TV and movies had evolved in a negative way in a lot of ways. And he, as you watched throughout this first episode, slows things down so significantly. And we also saw that in the original run as well. He tests your patience. And I think there's a lot of push for go, let's get shots done. We have to pay these people. And he did not like that studio lifestyle.
No.
So it's kind of hysterical with him being like, I will never work. I'll never work with you guys again.
I've seen
nobody cares how fucking long a shot is. It's incredible.
I have seen some of the footage of him, especially I think with The Return. We only have this set for how long? And he's like,
we built the sets. Yeah, there are sets.
Yeah, basically, fuck you. I'm gonna do what I want. That's bullshit.
And that even happened beforehand. I'll also say I love the clip of him in the car being like, I am so depressed. I have no idea what I'm doing. I have no idea where I'm going with this. Because a lot of his writing also happened on set. As he just
crazy
it came to him. That's when he got dreamy with it, as he would say. But anyway, prior to the show even starting, in mid-2015, Lynch and Showtime began locking horns over the show's budget. Showtime was budgeting the show on a per-episode basis, which was normal. And they had planned on 9 episodes. And they were concerned because Lynch did not like the original 9-episode plan, but would not tell them how many episodes he needed.
It ends up being a lot more than 9.
He wouldn't tell them how many episodes he needed to tell the story. And they were like, well, we want to do it. We want to have a budget per episode, so that doesn't really work. So then in April, Lynch announced he would not direct the 3rd season due to budget constraints.
Was he just fucking with them? Or
I think I can't give you all the information, but a lot of the cast members came out and made videos, which were like, no, we need him. I don't know if that changed it. I think he might have been doing a negotiation.
Yeah.
And in April, he announced that. In April he announced he wouldn't come back, but then the dispute was resolved in May, where Showtime's David Nevins said that they compromised with Lynch by giving him a fixed budget for the entire season with no constraints on the episode count. So 1 week after the announcement, Fain and Lee announced that there would be 18 episodes, but Nevins maintained that the episode count was open-ended and that we'll have Lynch cut the footage into however many episodes it feels best at. So kind of badass. Another moment of maybe someone, the brass, being kind of cool.
Well, I'm also just so in all of David Lynch always, but I love that. And the thing is he's David fucking Lynch.
Let him do what he wants.
Anyone should be able to get away with that, I think that's the person.
Yes.
Right? Like, this is a person who has proven their artistic merit
And
throughout time.
Yes.
And had the following from Twin Peaks specifically. So I understand, with like a new director or whatnot, like a new project, why obviously you need a budget per episode, but I like that they gave Lynch more freedom in that, because if anyone, he deserved it.
It also is probably what led to him getting mad on set, though, because like we have a set budget, we can't spend all this time on this episode, but then he's just like, I don't care.
Yeah, he's
like, I'll just ask for more money.
I am curious as to how far over budget they went.
I will have to look into that for next episode, because I do not have an answer right now. Yeah, make a note. You make a note. Okay. Lynch did thank Nevins, though, for making Twin Peaks The Return happen, saying maybe somebody else wouldn't have done that. And so let's thank Nevins. Shout him out. Last couple things. Nevins. Principal photography began in September of 2015. It took 140 days. I never know how long that is. That feels long, but again, it's an 18-hour TV show.
Yeah.
And it was
completed. Ends up being 18 episodes?
Yes.
Okay.
Was completed in April 2016. And what's interesting is it was shot continuously from a single long shooting script before being edited into episodes, where again, modern TV and most TV would be edited or shot per episode. This was just shot fully through. And I gives more credence to the 18-hour movie argument from Lynch. So that is all of my background on the show. I will definitely look into those numbers if we can find them. This is one where there's like an overload of information on it that it's like kind of hard to parse through.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Cool. So we are just covering part 1. They're not episodes now. They're parts.
Okay.
So part 1, my log has a message for you. You cool if I do this plot description and then I'll let you speak for a while because I'm getting tired of talking.
Go for it.
Okay, so in 2014, 25 years after the event of the previous season, FBI agent Dale Cooper remains trapped in the Black Lodge. We get to see that ending scene where Laura says, "See you in 25 years." Meanwhile, now an older Cooper sits with the fireman, formerly the Giant. Also a bunch of question marks at the end of the episode when in the the credits. And he tells him some coded messages that Hannah's going to tell you right now. What's he tell him?
Listen to the sounds. It is in our house now. It cannot be said aloud now. Remember 4:30. Richard and Linda. 2 birds with 1 stone. And then Dale says, "I understand." And then he says, "You are far away."
And then he disappears right after. And the whole time they're looking at a phonograph that's playing just a record scratching. So, cool. Let me find my place. Yeah, that's pretty much it for that part. So then we get cut to Twin Peaks, where Dr. Jacoby receives a shipment of shovels at his trailer home. In the Great Northern, hotel owner Ben Horn introduces his brother Jerry to his new secretary Beverly. Deputy Chief Hawk gets a phone call from the cancer-stricken log lady, Margaret Lennerman, who tells him evidence relating to Dale Cooper is missing and it would be related to his heritage, the Hawk's heritage. In a New York City penthouse, a young man named Sam is employed to observe a glass box and film it. When a security guard is absent, Sam and a young woman, Tracy, have sex, and an entity materializes in the box, breaks out, and slaughters them. In Buckhorn, South Dakota, Cooper's doppelganger retrieves 2 associates, Ray and Daria. In an apartment also in Buckhorn, the police find the severed head of a Buckhorn librarian, Ruth Davenport, placed on the headless corpse of a John Doe. Local school principal Bill Hastings' fingerprints are found and he is arrested. Hastings denies the guilt but fumbles his alibi. And then the episode ends with the Giant / the fireman / listening to a scratching phonograph. That's our whole episode. Hannah.
What do we mean question mark?
At the I pointed that out in the credits. It said Karel Strucken, the guy that plays the Giant.
Okay,
and it just said question mark.
Yeah.
A bunch of times.
Okay.
So I just thought that was funny.
Yeah, okay.
Because a lot of people refer to him both as the Giant and the Fireman.
Gotcha.
So
okay.
They didn't start referring to him as the Fireman until the Return.
Yeah, I was going to say that has not happened.
Yeah. Well, that's just I don't know where that actually starts. So we'll pay attention.
I have not seen that.
Yes. You've heard us talk about the Fireman before.
Yeah, I know, but I haven't seen where that would
come from. So, this is your first viewing of Twin Peaks The Return. Let's just get some general thoughts from you.
Okay, first of all, fuck yeah.
Jot that down.
I I have a question for you.
Okay.
This episode alone, stylistically, which of Lynch's movies would you compare it to the most?
Mulholland Drive, probably.
I was gonna say maybe Lost Highway or Mulholland. But
yeah, both of those. And they're more of his like modern trilogy along with Inland Empire.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was like, I guess it was the scene driving at night with the music especially is obviously so Lost Highway coded. I was just wondering. But yeah, I guess one of my first reactions is that stylistically it's so different, but also so similar. It's very interesting how it just feels so much like David Lynch, but it feels so different, obviously, than like the soap opera of the original run.
Very much so. And this is very much like Twin Peaks prestige TV with a budget, which is, I think, very interesting that we went from Twin Peaks kind of ends up inspiring prestige TV, The Sopranos, that style, HBO. Now, full circle, we have Twin Peaks finishing its run on Showtime, kind of capping out prestige TV. And I think in some ways you'll see later criticizing modern TV. Mm-hmm. So it's interesting to see it that way. But yeah, it is, the soap opera element is done. For sure. Yeah. We're definitely more into the surrealist mystery element. And that however, is they're gonna pepper some fun, some soapy stuff for us.
I would assume, because otherwise, like, it's just not going to be Twin Peaks without an occasional soapy, goofy. Yes. But I love surrealist Lynch. Obviously, my favorite Lynch films are Mulholland Drive and Lost Highway. So, I mean, like, that's the style I like. So I was immediately like, fuck yeah. But it still has some, like, very Twin Peaksy moments where like some of the scenes just kind of are a little silly and slow and drawn out, like the lady with the chihuahua to get in Ruth's apartment.
He tests your patience so much, and a lesser director couldn't do it. And let me tell you, this whole season will test your patience in a fun way. I've said before, season 3 to me, it really is kind of telling you like, oh, you want nostalgia? Fuck you. Nostalgia's a trap. Like, we can't go back to where we were in 1990, 1991. You got to move on, grow up. And I kind of like some of that theming. We'll get to it more. I'm probably going to bring this up every episode. But I think in like modern fan culture, especially Star Wars calling you out, there's this like weird nostalgia bait and people refuse to grow up and move on. And this show is very much like, I'm not letting you just go back to your stupid little happy place of Twin Peaks. He's like, you need to evolve. You need to become a different person. And I've at least read this show is doing that. And I kind of love that. So.
Rad.
And I mean, you can tell right away. It's like, I'm not giving you what you want. You want fucking fun adventures of Truman and Dale?
That's not
what you're getting.
No.
Like, I'm going to confuse the hell out of you. I'm going to scare you. I'm giving you something else. We're going outside of Twin Peaks for the most part. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I liked.
And I will say it continues to do that. I'm going to shout that out later as well. So I won't say too much now.
Okay. Another takeaway, music, pretty sick. Especially Bob Dale driving at night scene.
Yeah. I have a fun fact about that.
Okay, what is it?
So that is American Woman by Muddy Magnolias. And it's what's now referred to as the David Lynch remix, because that's a song that he took and pitched down a bunch and played backwards and did all kinds of stuff with it.
Well, it sounds fucking sick.
And it's kind of genius of him because we're introducing Doppelganger, Mr. C.
Yeah.
And so we're taking this, famous song and now pitching it down, making it distorted, making it scary as it is like the twin to our hero of the original show. We're being introduced to his messed up, scary doppelganger. And so we need a messed up, scary doppelganger song. Mm-hmm. Because that was Lynch's idea.
Yeah.
Because that boy a genius. Any other general thoughts?
Yeah, I guess 2 really quick ones. I hate that besides Dale and the giant, that the first character we see from the original run is stupid fucking Jacoby.
I just said this show messes with you. I'm sure you weren't the only one that was like, why? He's got his stupid glasses on too.
The stupid glasses. I was like, this man this man needs to grow up. My exact writing is Jacoby ... That motherfucker had the stupid double glasses on. LMAO.
You have to imagine, at least in my head, and maybe I'm being very parasocial, that Lynch is laughing at us at the same time. You have to know, that's got to be their intended reaction. Like, why is this the guy we're seeing? I mean, luckily we see, the Giant and Dale and Laura. But then, here's Jacoby, by the way, he's still around. Here's Jerry Horn, by the way.
Fuck that guy.
He sells weed now. That's where they're making all their money.
What a guy.
I wrote, yes, we are so back. And then I was also thinking, as much as I love this, can you imagine how hard this hit if you watched the show in 1990?
Would have hit so fucking hard. I would have had a heart attack. Now, I would have been hospitalized. Like, I don't...
There were some people, as we get there, that were, I think, frustrated by this show. And as I've said before, I do think that's kind of the point. So if you're a first-time viewer and you're finding the show frustrating at all, I think you should look a little deeper, because I think that that's the intention. Even though it's still very entertaining, you're not going to be given what you want, is what I would say. Or what you think you want. David Lynch gives you what you need. I think I said that. I've said that about him a bunch of times, that he gives you what you need, not exactly what you think you want or think you need.
You can always get what you want, man. If you try sometimes.
I know. It's the Rolling Stones. Good work.
Yeah.
Okay.
You might just get what you need.
You just might find you get what you need. Come on, get the lyrics right if you're going to do a bit.
I know, but that was like prolonging the bit too much to quote it exactly. And it had already gone too long because you...
All right, stop.
Whatever.
All right.
Okay, last general thoughts. In memory of Catherine Coulson made me so sad. So at the, anyone who missed that, at the end of the credits, it says in memory of Catherine Coulson, who played the log lady.
We talked about this off air. She had cancer in real life, which is also why they have the log lady seeming sick as well. And I think I said, she has cancer as well. And she filmed her scenes and actually died 4 days later. So it was only 4 days after shooting for this, which makes her, it's heartbreaking, but what a badass.
Oh, it's so badass. I can't imagine dying of cancer and being like, yeah, I'll roll up and film some shit.
She is the log lady,
I do think there is, her character is really important, I would say, despite not having the most amount of screen time, and I could see stylistically from what I'm expecting from the return why she needs to be there in bits and pieces. And I do think that she is a beloved character, so it would be devastating to not see her return. But I also am just that's just so badass.
It's awesome. I think her and Lynch had a really good relationship as well.
Yeah, we talked you want to return for your buddy, especially if that's your last outing.
And that is what she is known as. There's a documentary coming out about her, as the log lady.
Yeah.
And I think, it's really badass. We talked about before that all the log lady intro vignettes were filmed after the show had aired. It was It was filmed for syndication. So clearly they had a relationship. So badass. Yeah. We'll talk about her more because she's in multiple episodes of this season.
Good.
It makes you, and we love the log lady from the beginning. Who doesn't? So it just adds a whole other layer. And I like her in this. She seemed very mean throughout the show in a very fun way. And to see her open up, almost seeming scared, I would say, at the beginning of this, is immediately sets the tone differently. And I think that's on purpose. It's things are maybe even more dangerous than they were 25 years ago if the log lady, the stoic, takes no shit log lady seems concerned and is out here calling Hawk being I got a message.
Yeah.
Even crazier, the log's talking to her and it's it's been 25 years. They probably haven't talking about Coop in 25 years. He disappeared. Yeah. I'm sure Truman tried to figure something out for a while. They moved on. And now all of a sudden Hawk, in old age, white hair, is
crazy.
Being Dale Cooper.
Yeah,
I remember that name. And
heard about that motherfucker.
It makes my skin tingle. And again, I think had we waited the 25 years, it'd be even crazier. But it's hard to comprehend. Oh no, these characters who we're seeing have not thought about this guy maybe.
Well,
or they've thought about him in passing.
It's so hard to comprehend because I'm not even 30. I haven't lived that much more than 25 years of my life.
Yeah.
To get to this point where I could even remotely imagine what this experience of watching this show 25 years later would be like.
But now I would say in the show, we've learned that Coop's doppelganger pretty much disappeared within months of the show ending.
Yep,
And
because it was before their baby was born, so.
yeah, before Wally
Lucy,
was born.
Yeah.
That's his name. So those are general thoughts. I don't know if I have too many more. I did, I guess, want to say, and we might get to it later, the Ben Jerry thing is really interesting because we talked so much about, like, is Ben being redeemed? And the first intro, Jerry's like, yeah, you banging her yet? And he's like, Jerry, that's R-E-S-P-E-C-T.
Yeah,
and it's
that
like,
was so
all right.
funny.
Like, did he turn his life around? Like, this is really interesting.
It's a very interesting introduction.
My man
for
never
Ben
went
Horn.
to jail, but, you know, I'm interested to see what they're doing.
I know.
with them.
I'm very intrigued to see how that plays out.
Hannah also looked at him and went, oh my God, he's so old. And I
Well,
was like, yeah,
it's like
he is old.
unsurprising that he, a man who was originally in his 40s, would be old 25 years later. But like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I guess because Kyle MacLachlan just looks like the same dude with age lines. It was just like, oh wow,
Hey,
a grandpa.
Michael Hawk, still handsome as hell. He
He's
still
just a
looks
handsome
great.
guy.
And it's even funny, you know, I like that a lot of people in the show aged legitimately. Mm-hmm. A lot of, you know, had they been mainstream, they probably would still look more like themselves, but all of them age gracefully. They look older.
Yeah.
Yeah, Andy, he just looks old. He already looked kind of old with that hairline.
Yeah.
And so Lucy looks like her.
She,
just
yeah,
with, you know,
same person.
less elasticity in her face. You know, it's just how it is, and that's okay.
Yeah.
And I appreciate this show. Even Kyle MacLachlan. I mean, yeah, he still looks like Kyle MacLachlan, but
Yeah.
I think it's cool to see that age. I like seeing that wear on them. Okay, so now that we're wrapping up with general thoughts, let's get into our timely Special Agent Cooper on the case.
Woot woot.
From the Black Lodge.
Oh,
It really, you might be the Constance or one of the other detectives at this point.
Well, I'll start with the Coop bit then that I wrote down.
Okay.
Is that Bob Coop has been MIA for about 25 years, at least to the people of Twin Peaks, his buddies.
And just to stop you, we will be referring to him as Mr. C from now on. That's how he's referred to in the season.
Did they call him that already?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, I just kept writing down Bob Coop.
Well,
Bob
you can call him
Dale.
Mr. C.
Okay, Mr. C dipped out pretty much within months of the original run ending, as we said. And then our real boy is seemingly in the lodge and has been for 25 years.
Which is horrifying when you think a little too hard about it.
Yes, it is really horrifying. And then, as we mentioned, the log lady calls Hawk with information about Cooper, specifically saying, my log has a message for you. Something is missing and you have to find it. It has to do with Special Agent Dale Cooper. And then she says, the way you will find it has something to do with your heritage. This is a message from the log.
I love it.
Queen shit. The second thing that I have down is the box. And that some shit actually showed up in the box and some can get out of the box. And that was horrifying, and we'll talk more about the box. And then finally, the dead body of Ruth Davenport was found along with a mysterious other body. Jane Doe.
John Doe.
John Doe, yes.
The other body was a man.
Along with the John Doe. And
Her
this was
head was placed on top of a decapitated male
John
body.
Doe, yes. Yeah. And they were found in South Dakota. Matthew Lillard, Bill Hastings,
yep.
was arrested for the murder because his prints were found in the apartment, and he kind of fucks up when he's talking about his alibi, which is where we, kind of left him.
Yep.
So those are my three big ones. I was trying to capture the the three biggest plot points we got in the intro.
I'd say so. You did, and we earlier talked about what the fireman / giant says to Cooper.
Yes,
which
we already nailed that.
We're going to have to hold on to those because watching a second time, I'm like, oh, wait, these things mean something. And I forgot.
Yeah, well,
So.
that's in my questions. So.
I'll tell you to carry that forward then
okay.
because it's something I didn't notice the first time of like, oh, wow, there is a lot hidden throughout this whole show.
I would assume.
Yeah.
That's Lynch for
Okay,
you, bro.
yeah, I think those all matter. There was one thing I wanted to talk about that you said there. Oh, it was dumb. When you said, this is a message from the log, it reminded me of church. When I was like, glory to you, O Lord. This is a message from the... You know what I'm talking about?
No.
When they do the gospel. That's what it sounded like. No? Okay,
When
never
you
mind.
do the Father,
Yeah.
Son, Holy Spirit.
Yeah,
That's
this is a
just-
message from the thing made me think of that.
Oh.
Yeah,
I
know.
don't.
Just funny.
No, I didn't have that.
All right. Well, fuck me then. Okay. Cool. I'm trying to say the log is a religious figure.
I mean, I would practice the religion of
The
the
log.
log.
You could.
Praise be the log.
I doubt you're the first person to ever say that.
No, definitely
I'm
not.
sure.
I'm sure there's like a spiritual group of at least 4 people
Okay.
out there who worship the log.
So we hit our Agent Cooper on the case. I like what you think is going to matter later. Let's do some vibe checks, which is very funny because we have a lot of new people around.
But I also am struggling to figure out which of those new people will stay around, you know?
There are a lot of characters in this show, so at any point, it's worth just throw someone. You did Mike early in
Well,
season
he was
1.
like
so.
half the first episode, brother. Yeah. Okay, I have Matthew Lillard / Bill Hastings. 10 out of 10, but not really. 10 out of 10 because it's Matthew Lillard, but like Bill himself, it's not throwing good vibes.
I didn't do a single real number on this. I gave Bill Hastings I love Matthew Lillard out of 10.
And that is so valid. I love him so much. I was so excited to see him getting such a primary role in this episode. And I'm excited to see what happens with his character. He seems kind of pathetic. He seems... I mean, I don't know if he's a murderer yet or if he's like a Bob took over him murderer. I don't know his character as a human being, but like he seems like he's cheating on his wife, he's pathetic, like he's not giving off great vibes, but he's Matthew Lillard, so he's giving off the best vibes, if you know, I love that guy. I
agree. The second I saw him, his big ass body, that lank, I was like, I love this man. The shaved head. Yeah. He's old, he's aged great too. Like, I was just like, he's good. And I'll talk about more of him later.
We've talked about him on our other podcast before,
awesome.
too. It's like FNAF. Us talking about the FNAF movies is just us primarily being like,
why is Matthew Lillard?
More Matthew Lillard.
Get that man, he needs a starring role.
We need to talk about the live-action Scooby-Doo movies on
this
the
wrong
other pod
podcast.
because I love him so dearly.
We can talk about Sugar Ray, too. Being in that. All right.
Words to
okay,
me.
so I'm giving The Log Lady an infinity out of 10, because how could you not?
Well, I said Huck, Andy, Log Lady, Lucy.
All 10 out of 10?
All 10 out of 10, and specifically Catherine Coulson, 1,000,000 out of 10, bad bitch.
She also wrote, I missed you, which is funny because we just finished the show 2 weeks ago, and it feels like...
I did write I missed you as Huck, Andy, Log Lady, Lucy.
You've missed 25 years of their time.
Yeah.
There's 25 years missing of time that you didn't spend with them. So it is. They're different people, maybe. Hawk, Andy, Lucy seem very similar still.
Yeah, a little bit.
In a good way. But okay. And then I'm just going to use the name here. People refer to the entity in the box at this point in the show as the experiment.
What the fuck?
I don't know if that comes from the credits. I also don't know if I agree with that language about what it is. It doesn't matter. People are right now, so I will say the experiment is getting a demon hellspawn in all caps out of 10. Stay away from me. I'm very scared.
I wrote whatever the fuck was in that box, -1,000,000 out of 10.
Yeah. What about Tracy? Tracy's 10 out of 10. Girlie knows what she wants.
Tracy is a bad bitch, and I kind of loved her. I almost wanted to pick her as who I trusted with my coffee. Just like, we love an assertive woman.
She was awesome.
She's...
Rest in peace to her and Sam.
Okay, I wasn't sure if they were dead.
They're dead.
They were bloody, but they weren't like dead.
They were
so
slaughtered.
I wasn't sure.
Yeah, they're dead.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, they're real dead. I think that was clear. I also said in the plot description that they were slaughtered.
You did say it, and when you said it, I was like, oh, okay.
No, they're dead. that was a entity that just obliterated them.
Okay, they weren't like splattered with blood, not like coated in blood. Yeah. I wasn't sure. Okay.
We'll talk about that scene because I know we both are going to have it under a certain spot.
Yep, I know.
So that's it for my vibe checks.
Yeah,
There's a lot of new characters, and all of them have interesting vibes, but none of them are standing out enough for me to talk about them
Not yet.
Other than Bill Hastings. Shout out. Okay, let's talk about...
I'm going to have trouble calling him Bill ever. Like, it's just going to be me saying Matthew Lillard, that's okay. And everyone's just going to have to be okay with that.
So let's talk, who is your suspect of the week? And I was saying, since we're in the new season, it's interesting to kind of have a repeat, a rhyme, if you will, with a murder happening. Not in Twin Peaks, but in whatever this place was called, Buckhorn, South Dakota, where we have 2 bodies being investigated. And I do think that's interesting as like, it's not exactly the same as Laura being killed, but we do have a new mystery here.
Yeah.
So I was going to ask you 2 questions, like who do we think killed these 2 people, or what do we think happened, whatever, and who do we think the John Doe is, if anyone, right? We probably have not enough information yet, but I'm just throwing those questions out there for you to keep your eye on.
We do not have enough information. My assumption right now is so my assumption is that this would be like another situation of Bob or another entity, because it seems like Bob has just been with Dale as Mr. C for 25 fucking years. But it feels like him or another large baddie is in perhaps Matthew Lillard who killed them, and that's why the fingerprints were all over the apartment. But I have no evidence for that whatsoever.
Okay.
Or
I think
Dale
I like where your head's
Bob
at.
maybe
doing
it. Mr. C.
Mr. C.
That's all I
think
got.
We'll keep going back to those. I was also going to say maybe one of them is what's in the box.
I'm not going to yell what's in the box.
As Brad Pitt once said.
I'm not going to do it. It's...
But what is in the box? What was that thing?
What the fuck?
Where did it come from and why it's so scary?
Why so scary? Why do...
Yeah. So, all right, we'll keep going. We're going to have to get to who we're trusting with our coffee. And for me, it was easily the log lady / the log as well this week, because I don't know anyone else well enough yet.
Yeah, I wrote Hawk and the log lady. One for
Hawk, definitely.
The log lady giving him a call with this info, and Hawk for immediately acting. He's like, I haven't heard about this man in 25 years, but you know what, Margaret? I trust you. I trust you. I'm gonna look into it. And he immediately pulls out files, and he's like, Andy, Lucy, get into it. Let's go.
Love it. All right, so who isn't invited to coffee for you?
Whatever the fuck was in the box is my main answer.
Oh my God. It ruined coffee too. I just realized they had coffee. Whatever it was ruined coffee.
Yeah.
That's messed up.
That thing really fucked up coffee. So that was the obvious answer. And the other most obvious answer is obviously Mr. C.
I wrote Bill Hastings.
Well,
I'm not. There was some suspect. You seemed very suspicious during that whole interview. I loved that performance.
He just seems so pathetic, and it's hard to tell when someone, is
lying.
It's hard to tell when someone's lying.
They're definitely lying. You could tell he's lying.
Okay, can I say?
Sorry,
can I finish?
Yes.
It's so in those situations, sometimes it's hard to get a proper read on someone, because anyone being investigated by the police for something they did or didn't do would be some level of messy, I guess, like blubbering, pathetic, because either you did it and you're like a mess like that, if you're not a sociopath, or you're like a normal person who's freaking out because why am I being involved in this? So I feel like it's hard to get a read on what he did or didn't do. But then there's the moment where he fucks up his alibi by saying that he dropped off his, was it
Betty,
secretary?
I think.
It was Betty. And then that left an hour and a half of time available, which is why I'm kind of thinking, and then right after that is when he asked for his lawyer. So part of me is thinking maybe he didn't commit a murder. Maybe he was just cheating with Betty, and that's where he was for that amount of time, but he doesn't want that coming out because he is married.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I just need to give a general PSA. Whether you did the crime or not, absolutely do not talk to the police or detective without your lawyer. You say, I want a lawyer. I'm invoking my Fifth Amendment right.
Yeah.
Or not Fifth Amendment, whatever it is. I'm invoking my Miranda rights, and I'm not going to speak to you. They are not your friend, no matter how much they act like your friend. They bring you your stupid little McDonald's, your coffee. You do not speak to them. You say, I want my lawyer, whether you did it or not. Because especially if you didn't do it, well, especially if you did it. But either way, they are going to use whatever they can to try to get you, try to make you confess, try to make you say something stupid, because that's what police are told to do. And they're a corrupt kind of organization.
Yep.
So do not speak to them without your lawyer, you dummies. They will get you a free one that will protect you. That's the whole point of it. You don't try to weasel your way out. That's the worst thing you can do, especially if you didn't do it and you try to explain why you didn't do it. Does not help your case. It only hurts you. Get a lawyer. There we go. That's it. Matthew, like, I get all mad. Even the people that did do it, I want proper representation for them. Even if they did a heinous crime, I want representation. I don't like what the police do to try to get these confessions. So
Yeah,
it's nasty.
it's corrupt and problematic, and
Yeah, it's terrible, especially when it's like kids.
yeah.
That I've seen.
Well,
happen to.
there's so many cases of that, and also people who have like less resources, lower intelligent, from difficult poverty, whatever. Those people are so much more vulnerable to being taken advantage of, and there've been how many fucking documentaries of people who were like manipulated into
Yup.
saying they did something that they didn't.
Yep.
Just because maybe it would get them a lesser sentence, or
No,
whatnot.
it won't. The cops can't help you with that. Just say, I want my lawyer. I will not speak without my lawyer present. It's easy. I said, especially if you did it.
Yeah.
If you ever disappeared, I said this before, I'm getting the lawyer right away, and everyone's going to be like, admission of guilt. And I'm like, no, I'm just smart. Hannah would want me to not talk to cops without a lawyer.
Yeah, fuck the police.
Okay.
So
That's my
jot
PSA.
that
Let's move
down.
on. Let's talk about best performances. I already said it. It was Matthew Lillard for me. I loved this whole performance from him. From his screen presence to the patheticness to the very clearly lying. Awesome.
That's my boy.
My shout out was to Tracy, though. I really enjoyed
that's
her
my queen.
goofiness in this, and like
Yeah.
her trying to peek at the numbers and the goofy line like, oh, you're a bad girl. And she goes, try me. And I was like, oh, all right. Spicy.
Bad bitch alert. I loved her.
Yeah. Who do you have as your best performance in the episode?
Matthew Lillard.
Okay.
Lillard. He's really the only person we get like a considerable
performance
focus
from.
on.
Yeah.
So I think it's inherently going
Isn't
to be
it great? Who would have thought I'm going to get Matthew Lillard as my lead for the beginning of Twin Peaks: The Return?
Fuck yeah. My dreams are coming true.
Yeah. I wanted to say he has gone on record basically saying he doesn't think he did a very good job and that he was disappointed in his performance. I guess a lot of it was shot out of order. And so he like felt that he never really got into a flow of how he wanted to act for it. So I will be interested to see what you think of him later. I think he's great throughout. So I feel bad that he thinks that. But I'll be interested to see. Maybe that should be one of our categories. How's Matthew Lillard acting at this point?
That makes me sad for him.
Yeah, I think he didn't like his
he-
performance.
When
so.
do we know when he came out and like has said that? Like did
He was
David,
on podcasts. Different
was
things.
David Lynch ever like, no, brother, you were good?
I don't
Or
know.
like,
I can look into that.
I'd be curious.
I don't know if, Matt Lillard, he's like going to go on a pod and say, yeah, I didn't really like love that. I don't know if.
Well, I think he has a lot of the vibe I get from him is that he seems like he has a fair bit of
Insecurities.
neuroses. He seems pretty like insecure for someone with his level of talent and fame. Like he kind of downplays how successful he is or how important he is.
I think it's because he's had a lot of kind of bit roles. He's never been like a breakout star other than being Shaggy,
Yeah.
if we count that. So, but I think he's great. I really would love to see him in more stuff. Like I really just need him
love
in more
that
stuff.
man.
Okay. Let's get into the big centerpiece of this episode, which is our cherry pie moments versus our Black Lodge moments. So hit me with your your cherry pie.
Tracy coming back a second time with coffee for Boxman and seducing him.
Girl knew what she wanted.
Get it, bitch.
And it's funny because they make it play like she's a spy or something and needs to like get the box and needs to like look in there, but no. She was just
I didn't see that at all. I just saw her as like, I want to see what my man doing.
yeah. You don't even know if they're together. It's like they're kind of like know each other and they're not like dating or anything yet. But she wants to be. It's unclear, but I love
their
it.
relationship prior to this isn't established, but she wants him and she gets him. And she died doing what she wanted, so I support her and I salute her.
My cherry pie moment was anything with Lucy, Hawk, and Andy because I'm going to be nostalgia baited, even though I know that's not what Lynch wants of me. But you got to love when that insurance guy walks in and Lucy's like, well, which one?
Yeah.
The one's sick and one's fishing. Which
I have
one?
questions
and
about
just being
that too.
So silly and dumb. And I was like, yes, Lucy never changed. And so you can't help be happy to be back in Twin Peaks after all that time.
I also wrote the Lug Lady calling Hawk because
awesome.
My two buddies talking. And then also Ben lecturing Jerry about respect.
I had that as my in-between. But yeah, I like that you have that.
Why is it in between?
Just because of what we know from Ben, and it's still so
Yes.
hard to tell if he's like a better person now. Because
Yes.
he's, as we saw at the end of season 2, he actually is a wants to be a better person, but he's been bad for so long that even while being good, he almost says it in a way, or it's his urges, but he almost comes across as that it's for bad reasons, and it's not. He's just, and it's very funny acting. So I kind of felt that in between, like Jerry's still clearly kind of a piece of shit.
Mine was like Jerry is still definitely a piece of shit, which that makes it an in between. But I liked Ben being like, Jerry, R-E-S-P-E-C-T.
And how he's not about that life anymore.
Women. And I was like, okay, this is a cherry pie for me because it is progress. Yeah. And implies that at least part of him is been better.
I think it's an in-between.
Over this 25 years.
Also because Jerry's just such a douche.
Jerry is a fucking douche. That is what makes it.
He's having his weed bread with his weed jam, which whatever, good on you, get high as fuck.
I don't care about the weed. It's more that he walks in like, hey, did you bang your secretary? Yeah, or whatever, Beverly.
I love how different he looks. That's the same actor, but they got him full bearded up. He's like full hipster different. Style. So
besides his height, I was like, who's this man?
Did you have any in-betweens?
The lady with the chihuahua.
I can't believe how long that scene goes on where she's like, I don't have the key, or they're trying to find the key, and she's like, the whole time she has the key.
I was like, ma'am,
I need water her plants.
Fuck you.
This woman there's a gas leak in her apartment and Andy's. Yeah. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she was tough for me. That's why she's an in-between.
All right, we both have the same Black Lodge moment, which I think we need to talk about.
The box.
It's the box. That whole scene is so scary. Every time they're everywhere, it's really slow. Every time it's shot, the box is shot from all these different angles, and it's ominous. It's this massive like penthouse loft that's barren, concrete, brutalist with this box and cameras. It's like a mini short horror film within itself. Mm-hmm. I was freaked out the whole time, especially because I knew it was coming. And so I have to say, and I'm just ranting a little bit about it, the design of the entity, the way it appears, and then finally the way it comes out and kills them is like I'm trying to get away from the TV scary. Like I'm backing up in my seat. Like I don't want to look for some reason. Yeah. I wanted to know your thoughts because that was a very different looking type of scare with kind of the almost amateurish looking at times that almost made it feel kind of uncanny.
So I remember when you watched The Return for the first time, I was biking on our stationary bike in the same room as you watching this.
Yeah.
And the only thing I like legitimately remembered was that scene because it has lived in my mind rent-free, I think. And it impacted me greatly on second watch as well.
It scared I screamed the first time. I was like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah. You did. I do recall you yelling the first time around. The design of it is really scary because you can't get like a real feel for like wood or who or anything.
Your eyes can't focus on it.
Yeah, because of the way it's filmed, you can't really get like a focus on it. And then it's also like, I don't know if I would say androgynous or what, but like part
that's
of
how
it,
it's described on Wikipedia.
It's like a man in certain features, but then it has boobs. So it's hard to know. And so like that's kind of unsettling.
And like no face features. There's like context. Eye holes maybe.
Yeah, like the lack of distinct features is really unsettling. And then also I think the fact that these two characters are being intimate and not paying attention. And you're like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, will they see? Will they see? And like, also, this is his job. He's being paid for. So even if they're not going to be harmed by the entity or anything, it's like, bro, you're not doing your job you're paid for. Or maybe like, I don't know what you're supposed to do if you see something, but you're not doing it because you're not seeing it. So I think there's other reasons to have anxiety besides what it looks like and how it's appearing in the box anyway.
I completely agree. It's like so well crafted as like almost a short horror.
Yeah,
as we're saying.
Yeah, this could exist on its own.
I was also thinking about the way it moves when it attacks them. That's where it almost looks like amateurish to the point of uncanniness, where it makes me like I can't comprehend what I'm looking at. I see the blood splatter, but I don't know how it's killing them.
No, not
it's
at
like
all.
You just see it moving quickly, like it's slashing them or something, and it really gets under your skin. So I think just amazing, immaculate scene. In general.
Well, it's also so scary because it like is slowly appearing and then it bangs on the glass and then you're like, wait. It knows it's in like this box. Can it get out of this box?
And then
you're like, fuck, it's out.
Shatters it.
Like
and just goes right for them. No hesitation. It's just instant. You're dead now.
Yeah. My notes are what the fuck dash. Oh my God, it banged on the glass in lowercase. And then in all caps, oh my God, it came through the glass and they're covered in blood. Oh my God.
Yeah. I would agree. This is one I can't even describe to somebody. I'm thinking about it. It's like you just have to see it.
Yeah.
So that's our big Black Lodge moment. This is one of the scariest scenes, I think, in Twin Peaks so far. And a lot of scary scenes. This is up there with like Bob walking at the camera.
Yeah.
It kind of does a similar thing where this thing kind of flies at the camera, takes over the screen. And when it's attacking them, its blackness is covering like 2/3 of the screen. And then you just see Tracy and Sam's like in bloodied up moving around like as this thing moves. It's a very interesting camera trick or editing trick or FX. I don't know.
So I did have a lot of questions related to that under questions we're carrying forward.
Let's just hit them.
Well,
I know you're going to have a ton.
Let me do the questions first because I do have something I want to discuss before we finish out that we haven't really talked about yet.
Sure.
So we know that he is like a grad student of some kind.
Yeah.
Did they even say his fucking name?
I think
never
so.
wrote it down.
I had it as Sam.
So we know that about Sam, but we don't really know any other context of Sam. And then I'm like, well, I guess we're not getting that because he's dead. But like, what had people who had... So we know he's not the first person to do this. We know that the person who did it beforehand saw something, but he hasn't been informed of what they saw. I also don't remember if they say that that person is alive or not, if he spoke to them directly or just knows that the person before him saw something and he doesn't know what it is. So it like makes me question, like, what had they seen? Did the same thing happen to them, or are they actually alive? What exactly is the box for, and is this the intended
These are all great questions.
And then he mentions that like a mysterious billionaire owns the box and the space. So like, who the fuck is that? And why are they doing this? And then the box security, like the security guard was MIA when Tracy comes back to meet her boy toy. So like, where did that guy go? And is there significance to him being missing when she comes back, when everything goes down? And then also... it just like looks so scary. Like who is he? What is?
All great questions. I have no answers for you.
Yeah.
I don't even know. I think they're all answers. You'll get some things answered in time. So let's move on to some of your other questions, and then I'll tell you what to carry.
Before we do that, we haven't really talked about Mr. C like at all.
Okay, sure.
And I don't know if I have much to say about him besides that I feel like he needs to be mentioned because that's our boy Dale Cooper taken over by Bob. And that's...
I would say it's the doppelganger that left.
Okay.
That also is Bob. It's not just Coop taken over, exactly.
Yeah.
Because we saw Coop.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I love this design. Did you notice? Well, one, the eyes are really scary, making Kyle MacLachlan look this scary. I mentioned the voice he does as this character, like the way he speaks is exactly the way he speaks at the end of season 2, episode 22, where he's like, I need to brush my teeth.
Yeah.
He speaks in this very matter-of-fact, deep voice. And so I was like, whoa, that's cool that he's like able to replicate this however many years later. Did you notice the long hair?
Yeah, of course I noticed the long hair,
Did you notice
bro.
who he looks like with the long hair?
No.
Well, who's along for the ride?
Oh, Bob, yeah.
Who also has long, flowing locks.
Well, obviously, yeah.
Yeah, so I was thinking. Also, I meant to tell you something about Frank Sylvia that I learned recently.
What?
Very sad, actually, about what happened to him. He's not in this. His likeness is in it. But he died in like 95, AIDS related. Oh, yeah, horrible, right? He actually had like kind of a sad life after this. It was that he didn't really get much work after this. Fell into like depression, worrying he wasn't going to. I guess was like homeless for a time, and then. Oh my god,
that's so awful. Sad. Well, wasn't he wasn't an actor before?
No, he was a set dresser.
So he didn't get work for either, really? That's so sad.
I mean, he died, not that many years after the
that's
Fire
so
Walk
sad.
With Me. So I just was surprised, not surprised, I guess, but it was interesting to see that it was AIDS-related complications. So, yeah, horrible. Well, sorry to bring you down. I wanted to bring it up to you.
Like, doesn't surprise me in that if someone had AIDS at that period of time. That was we hadn't talked about it before, and I saw it and was like, oh my God, I didn't realize. Yeah.
So, because a lot of people had died before this filming began from the old show.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about a lot of them as it goes.
Yeah.
But that was someone I wanted you to know.
Yeah.
But don't worry, Frank Sylvia's likeness is all over this, and his presence as Bob is not forgotten. So
Good.
or Silva, sorry.
Fucking scary.
Yeah. Anyway, continue. Yeah, Bob, Mr. C is amazing. I love the look, and I think Kyle MacLachlan is so interesting, and I'm excited for you to see more of Mr. C.
Yeah. I don't even know what the fuck to do with him right now.
And what's he doing? Where's he been?
Yeah, because
why did he get Ray and
we have
Daria?
almost zero context into.
He's kind of a
any
badass,
that.
clearly. It's scary to realize like Coop was a badass. So this doppelganger is evil Coop, sort of, with Bob, and also has the skill set that Coop has.
Yeah, so it's like evil badass, and that's really scary.
Yes, when he just
Using
knocks that dude out with the
badassery
shotgun
for evil.
is it's incredible.
Yeah.
Very interesting character. I think you're gonna enjoy watching more Mr. C.
I'm scared.
He's spooky. Yeah. Okay. Is that all you want to say about him?
Yeah.
Cool. We'll
I
be
just
talking
was
about
like,
him a
we
lot.
need to bring him up.
He's all over the show. So, okay, more questions. What are our notes for Diane? What's Diane up to?
Okay.
Coop's been gone for
So-
25 years.
The Giant says, remember 4:30, Richard and Linda, 2 birds with 1 stone. What is 4:30 a reference to? Who are Richard and Linda?
Carry this forward, please.
I figured.
He also says, and don't forget, they're in our house now,
Oh, yeah, he did
which
say
is,
that.
I think, really interesting. To me, that comes across as their conversation that they'd been having is now compromised. Because what does he say exactly? He says,
Listen to the sounds. It's in our house now. It all cannot be said aloud.
it's almost
now.
like they now have to speak in code because whatever entity is there, a Black Lodge entity, whoever, is now can hear them, and their conversation's compromised, which is maybe why Coop ends up getting sucked back to wherever he was. Or we don't really know how time works. So, like, at what point is he here talking to the giant? Who knows?
Yeah.
You know. But I think that's interesting. And is it the sound of the phonograph that indicates that they're compromised?
That's kind of what I was
And,
getting.
and who are they compromised by?
Yeah.
Well,
Lots
obviously some kind of
questions.
Black Lodge entity. but
Yes.
which one? Yeah.
Fun.
There are many.
Too many.
Right? Cool. Okay.
So all of the questions about the box that we already went through.
Yeah, you can hold on to anything about the box. It would more just be like, what box? Because like I think we'll get an answer about who owns it.
What box?
What's the reason for the box?
is-
Who owns it? All that.
Yeah.
Like I don't think you need to ask all of these every week, but like that's what I'm saying.
What exactly is the box for?
What
and
is
who
the
owns
box?
it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I also was just like, this is such a great mystery box, who done it
Yes.
type thing. All right, continue.
There are 2 Sheriff Trumans. Does Truman have a kid or a brother?
You're going to get an answer to that pretty quickly.
I would assume I would, but a question that I
for
had.
just your information outside the show, Michael Onkeen, who played Harry S. Truman, had retired from acting and did not
Yes.
return for the show.
He was
completely
aware.
retired. They didn't want to make him. He didn't want to come out of retirement. So that's kind of where this comes from.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that.
Okay.
It's sad, but it's like I think they wanted to respect his wishes.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Mr. C goes to get Ray and Daria. Who are Ray and Daria, and where are they all going?
I don't know if you need to carry that forward because it's just gonna come
Show
next.
up? Yeah.
But that's
I mean,
good question. Sorry,
yeah.
I forgot I don't need to answer all of these.
Yes.
So, yeah.
What is the exact context of Dale/Mr. C going missing from Twin Peaks? Lucy says he went missing before their child was born. I just want more details on this.
Mm-hmm.
Why does the log suddenly have a new message about Cooper? What's missing? And in what way does it have to do with Hawk's heritage? The quote, again, is, my log has a message for you. Something is missing, and you have to find it. It has to do with Special Agent Dale Cooper. The way you find it has something to do with your heritage. So I know that Hawk is the first person who ever mentioned the White Lodge and the Black Lodge, so I'm wondering if that's the piece of his heritage it has to do with. And it's, like, related to him being stuck there. But we'll see.
Great thoughts. I have to say also, there is so much that happens in the return and so much mystery and so many different threads that I actually don't remember everything. And also, not everything in a very Lynch fashion gets a direct answer.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of along for the ride for you thinking about this as well.
Okay. Bill, Matthew Lillard's character, is he having an affair with Betty, who he says he drove home, but that took 90 minutes? Or was he doing something else nefarious in that 90 minutes?
Carry that one forward too. Why not?
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
You're just sitting here typing. Everyone's hearing you type.
Yeah,
right?
sorry.
Continue.
I was hoping you would talk over it, but you didn't. We know it's Ruth Davenport's head. Who is the second body? The John Doe?
That's on your questions.
Yeah,
That's on yours, so we didn't need it here. Yeah.
And then why was Ruth and the second person killed, and by who? And why were Matthew Lillard's fingerprints in the apartment if he didn't do it?
All great questions. All right, let's go to your ones you're carrying forward from the show.
Okay, from the from Fire Walk With Me. What is the Blue Rose Task Force?
Mm-hmm.
And then from the missing pieces, what's the deal with electricity? The arm says electricity from pure air. We have descended from pure air going up and down intercourse between two worlds.
Dog, electricity's all over the place, even with the phonograph.
I know.
Think about it that way. Like, there's another indication.
Yeah. What's the deal with electricity?
Oh, it's going to be all over this season too. So.
Yippee! Okay. And then also questions from the original run. In the last episode, we have Sarah tell Major Briggs, I'm in the Black Lodge with Dale Cooper. I'm waiting for you. Who is this message from? Why to Briggs?
Hold on to that one.
I know. It's why it's here, brother. Also, we had the question, was Laura stuck in the waiting room somehow? Or is she in the White/Black Lodge and able to move into other spaces? But also, is she really even there?
No answer to that yet.
Yep. What does this mean for Coop? Is he just stuck in the Black Lodge/Red Room forever now?
He has been for at least 25 years.
That's answered. He's at least been stuck there for 25 years, seemingly.
Yep.
I also had the question, how did Truman react right after the mirror head smashing? Does he suspect? We get like a tad bit after the mirror head smashing in the missing pieces of him obviously like first reacting, and then they're just like, you gotta go to bed, buddy.
But I haven't brushed my teeth yet.
My poor guy, he just slipped into the mirror.
I would also say he disappeared shortly after. So that kind of answers
Yep.
your question on that one too. So I think you can grab that.
And then Briggs's wife had said he left and disappeared before. Where was he then? Mm-hmm. No confirmation. How long have Laura and her mother had dreams?
You've held that one for a long time, and I want you to keep doing
since
it.
what, like the second episode of our
yeah.
podcast? And then Al's question mark.
Okay, we probably should talk about owls at some point, because I don't remember if you get a definitive answer. At some point, you kind of have to just take a stab at what you think the owls are.
Yeah.
And so let me know when you want to do that.
Okay.
I think you have enough information to have an idea.
Yeah.
But is that today?
No.
Okay, we'll take a stab next time.
We're already at an hour.
Yeah, that's fine. All right. This was the very first episode of The Return. I had so much fun watching this one with you and talking to you about it, so let's rate it.
Damn fine cup of coffee.
It's a damn fine cup of coffee. And I feel like it's going to be redundant. I feel like every episode of The Return, I'm going to be like, damn fine cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Because it's just so Lynch. It's so him. It's the characters we love with a story we've never seen before and never felt before. How could you not like that? And it's filmed immaculately. So we'll see. Maybe we'll have some that aren't. But I'm so pumped to keep watching more of this with you because it's so fun.
Yeah, I think the second we stop recording, we're
going to
watch
the next
another
one.
episode.
Yes, we are.
So it's very exciting.
Well, I guess we can wrap it up. So this has been Welcome to Twin Peaks. I'm stuck in the Black Lodge. Help. Just kidding. We'll see you next week with the first cup of coffee.
Thank you for listening to Welcome to Twin Peaks, a Twin Peaks rewatch podcast from Horror Hour with the Hannas. If you liked the episode, please make sure to give us a 5-star review on your favorite podcasting app. If you'd like to call into the show, call us at 215-821-9584. You can find us on the socials at Welcome to Twin Peaks Podcast on Instagram, or at our original account at Horror Hour Hannas on TikTok. Come back soon for more Coop, coffee, and cream corn.